back, Juventini, to the Juventinità, back to Black and White podcast. My name is Daniel Aniger, and I'm live from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Today, we're going to be covering the post-match for Juve-Barcelona. And oh my God, we got the top of the group, and it's going to be it's going to be a lot easier path, I think, in the second round or the round of 16 knockout stage. And we destroyed Barca in their own home, 3-0. And we're going to talk about it today here. And I know it's going to be a little bit late, but again, that was scheduling issues. I threw some shots back and forth across the board from some of my Barca friends back in Calgary that were shit talking us at the end of Berlin. But again, it's a great show, great team effort. I thought it was a really good game. And again, we have a very special guest that's going to be a first time guest on the show, and let's bring him on right away. It's going to be, I think, the longest distance that we've covered so far, 12 and a half hours. He's sitting right now at 2:45, I want to say, in the morning. And so Abhi, thank you for deciding to come on the show. I really appreciate it. If you don't know, it's at DybalaMask15 on Twitter. And welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. What's up?
Awesome, perfect. So let's get right to it.
Right.
I know we've had some difficulty scheduling. Again, guys, this is going to be after 67 and 68 film wise, but again, I think it's always good to discuss these games, and I think you guys will be interested to hear. And we have again a new guest, so we're going to hear new stories and how we became a fan and stuff like that. So good. Look, it's really nice to have someone from, again, another country. And yeah, let's get right into it. So welcome, Abhi. I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks,
as we always do, how do you how'd you become a Juve fan? Where'd you typically watch the games? Part of any fan clubs, favorite players, is there any family rivalry, stuff like that?
Okay, I became a Juve fan in 2018, right?
Right.
I came with the Ronaldo fans, but I wasn't a a total stan of Ronaldo. Like a lot of other people are, right? I just like them, and I ended up loving the club. So
that's great to hear.
that's that, yeah. And about the rivalry and all that, there is no rivalry here. Most people here are Premier League fans. You barely meet a Serie A fan. Some are like Real Madrid and Barca supporters.
Yeah.
And I think I'm the only Juve supporter I know in real life.
Well, where approximately you're from? Because I know I've seen, obviously, on, I believe it was Roman's The Quiz 2.0. Someone was on there from India that was part of the Juve fan club there of India. So do you have any affiliations with them, or is it just kind of like really you're kind of on your own?
I'm on my own, man. Totally on my own.
Okay. And again, your name at DybalaMask. So what does it explain that to all of us? Because you said you came for Ronaldo. Is it just, that's, typical? I thought you would have been part of the Dybala fanboys.
I am a Dybala fanboy.
Oh,
right?
awesome.
It's not just one player. It's not just one player I love. I love Dybala as well. And like in 2019, Dybala had a very bad 2018-2019 season, right?
Right.
Dybala, in general, he was very highly praised when I started watching Juve. He was like having a very hard time and all that. So I was really rooting for him in 2019. Like when they were trying to sell him and all that. I wasn't on Twitter back then, but I was keeping up with the Juve news, and I read about the Dybala non-Sitoka trending on Twitter and all that. And that Dybala decided to stay despite the management wanting him out and all that. So that made me love him more, because of all that loyalty and stuff like that. Because you like that in a player, right?
Right.
Especially these days, it's kind of rare.
True.
And he was starting to research. He was having a resurgence in 2019, and I was loving it back then when I made this account. So it was a bit random, but I just came with it. I had no intention of lasting this account to last this long. It just happened.
Yeah, no, it's nice. It's nice to hear that, and I'm happy that you're a Juve fan. I'm happy you stayed, and yeah, usually that's not what you hear. People don't usually stay for the loyalty. They just stay for the trophies. So Um, yeah, it's honestly nice to hear that, especially even
You
that you were encouraged by Dybala. And
you heard
uh,
about that thing today about after the game, Genoa game, Pirlo,
yeah,
uh, Dybala had a interview in which he said like those rumors about his
right,
salary and all those are wrong. He just clarified it, right?
yeah,
So all those people going after him for demanding 15 million, like he's showing love to the club, man. Like you know,
oh yeah, for sure.
people are too harsh on him. I feel like just a
Yeah,
couple of games.
it's getting to a level that it's just getting annoying at this point. Like I can understand criticizing a
Exactly,
player, but like
exactly.
when like literally every action is scrutinized, it's like, okay, calm down now, like get a hobby.
Like I
Um,
understand the Madrid Ronaldo fanboys, right? Like they
right, right.
don't like that Dybala won the Serie A MVP, but as Juve fans, I feel like having seen Dybala, people have seen him more, right? More than
Right.
me. But and like after all these years, like you need to back your players a little bit more than what we were seeing from Dybala, right?
Yeah, it's a little too early. Okay, if this goes on for a whole season, okay, fine. But like for how little we played or how little
Yeah, like
he's played,
he
it's
came back
like,
from a 3 month injury and he had some problems as well. And then the new system, it takes time, man. Like,
well, and he's not like he's really starting that much either. It's not like
yeah,
he's, if the guy comes on for 20 minutes, I don't know what you're criticizing the guy for.
exactly, exactly.
Like it's too much, and like this whole mentality thing is just a crock of shit. It's people like to use scapegoats to fit their agendas, and like
Exactly, man. That's
it's
true.
like, oh, Juve's playing bad, so what's the easiest low hanging fruit that we can go after? And it's just like whatever. I mean, it's fine, and that's why I take a stance with Ronaldo. I do the same thing. I just be petty and like say stupid shit because it's exactly what other people do.
Last year when Ronaldo had a hard time, I was supporting him as well. Like in November, he was like having a
Yeah,
hard time, right? So I was like, let's give it time, right? Like if he has
right.
an entire season that's all fucked up and shit, then it's okay. But just a month is understandable, right? Sometimes
Right.
it happens to everybody.
Oh, for sure. Like I said, and I've talked to Ronaldo fans. You're gonna hear from Daniel, who's gonna come on as well, or who's been on already, and his interview will come out. That was supposed to be the
Daniel,
pre.
the golf guy, golf guy.
Yeah. No, no, no. I don't think I'll ever have that guy on. There's no way. It's a one-way street with that guy. You can't have a conversation with that guy. It's the same narrative every day in. And anyone who I challenge anyone who says that guy can actually have a conversation with you. Say one
Huh?
negative thing about Ronaldo, and then we'll see if he can have a conversation with you. So
Just
say
wait,
say
just
say, oh, he wasn't clinical in one game, or oh, say this, say that. You will not be having a good conversation. It'll go, oh, you're this, blah blah blah,
I
personal
avoid
shit.
that shit, man. I avoid
So
that shit. I when I was new to Twitter, no, like I was getting involved in that part, like
yeah,
but it was all too negative. So I was like, let's
yeah.
distance
It's
myself from that.
like I said, I just block now.
That's the best thing to
I
do,
don't
I
have
think.
enough time for that shit anymore. Before, you know what? Like, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed spending a night, just ripping someone to pieces. But I don't have that kind of time anymore. I got to put
Exactly,
podcasts
man.
out.
Exactly. That.
So
You need to put your
I
energy to
gotta
good use, right? You need to put your
exactly,
energy to
exactly.
good use.
So it was fun, but from my team, from my boys, we've all talked and we said it's enough. Enough is enough, and we're just gonna continue on. And hey, I got some guy in my DMs this morning already, busted my ass about Dybala, and now he scored. So suck one, buddy. If you're watching this, um, which they aren't because they never support. That's the thing. I got to say, Ronaldo fans, at least they support each other. They all like to like ego
Yeah,
boost each other with their posts,
they will support like fucking crazy, man. Like
and they'll
fucking crazy.
like it like 50 times, and it's like, oh, like yes,
And
ego
post a
pumping into
Ronaldo
my
pic,
veins. People actually like me.
it helps with the validation thing, right? It helps you, right?
So that's why they do it. I mean, they're missing something in their lives that they need this, like, some winning all the time. And like, life's not always easy. It's not always fun. And sometimes you go through shitty periods, and that's what
Exactly.
makes, the successes even greater, right? But look, it's been a great intro. We've added a little, cafe alla Juventinità to this podcast. We're on the Starbucks right now. Got to throw that in there for the branding. But look, guys, thank you for all the support. Please drop a like. Please drop a subscribe if you haven't already. It's just right there. It doesn't take that much energy. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. Um, Help a guy out. We're almost at 100. We've hit it like I think 3 times now, and I don't know what the bots or what the hell's going on, but we've dropped every time. So let's get to 100. Let's keep rising. We're at 500 on. So I want to say congratulations to everybody on that one. Thank you guys so much for all the support. And we're gonna talk about a couple live streams that are coming up, as well as some podcasts. Really, I got a lot to release now that I've got like 3 podcasts, 2 of which are edited and ready to go. This is kind of the last piece that needs to move, and then we'll have another one post Genoa tonight. We'll have obviously some bonus with on Monday night. I think we're going to do a group stage review. My buddies that came on before that, we made our predictions and talked about the group stage. We're going to talk about that. We're gonna fuck around. We're gonna bitch at each other, see who is right, who is wrong with our predictions. We're also going to talk about the newly developed knockout stage that the draws will have come out by then. So stay tuned for that. And as well, we got some live streams, like I said, which I'll talk in a minute. But yeah, that wraps my kind of sponsored moment right now. But let's get back into the news right away. So thank you for bearing with me, Abhi. But first news business. Juventus are the first team to beat Barcelona in the Champions League at Camp Nou since 2013. So that is quite remarkable. It's been a fortress for them. But again, first team to beat them, and I believe Ronaldo as well. It was the first time he scored against Barcelona in Champions League, which
Actually,
is
the Barca that Ronaldo faced at Madrid, no, that team was probably the best team of all time. No? That Xavi, Iniesta,
yeah,
Barca.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Hard to score against them, man.
And I was shocked when I heard them say that. That he had never scored against Barcelona, and I'm sure they came against each other a couple times in Champions League too. So
Yeah, with Manchester United, I think he came against them, right? Like
no, but
how
even at Madrid they had a couple derbies. I thought
they
no
had in Champions League, I think they only had one game in
one game.
semi-final or something.
Oh,
One
okay. So,
of two legs.
so I guess I guess if you're not meeting, but yeah, no, it's just a weird stat that I had heard. Also another stat that was kind of interesting. For the first time, Messi had 10 shots on goal without scoring.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
11, I think, 11 or something. Yeah.
Oh, there you go, even more. So, yeah, that's nuts. We look at some Fabio Paratici comments. Pogba back to Juve. We love him. He's an amazing player, but he's playing for Man U now. He'll not be a free agent, so you have to pay if you want to sign him. Juan Cuadrado has provided the most assists among Serie A players in all competitions. So again, he's doing, like I said, offensively, it's not a problem. I don't give him shit for the offensive phase. I give him shit for the defensive phase, and really that's why we're loosey goosey at the back there. So we got to fix that, and I think by getting a reinforcement or even maybe possibly using Danilo would help us out quite a bit. What are your thoughts about Cuadrado, Abby?
About Cuadrado, Pirlo recently said in an interview that he was very accurate about Cuadrado. Cuadrado, he has he can be a very important player at times, right?
Right.
Good way, but his problem is like lack of concentration. Like sometimes he just goes into that zone where he's like just like you're not playing in your
Right.
you're playing at a very high level, right? You need
Yeah.
very high level of concentration in that. Like you can't
Agreed.
take it easy like at all, right? Sometimes he has that lapse of concentration or focus, and he just does some stupid idiotic things. But otherwise, when he's performing, he's very good.
Right.
And like Danilo this season, he has shown his quality. I must say, under Pirlo, he has improved quite a bit, right? At least defensively.
Right.
Defensively,
Right. Right.
he's and other than that, we also have Chiesa who could play on the right side, like right wing back or whatever Pirlo plays.
Oh, I
That
think we got a few, right? I think we could put
uh,
Chiesa. I think we could put,
Chiesa's natural
Kulusevski.
position is Kulusevski. He started very well, this
Yeah.
season, but lately he has not, you know, played that much, I guess. So we are not seeing too much of him.
Yeah,
I was
little
very excited about
inconsistency. Yeah.
Yeah, I was very excited about him.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I know there's options, right?
Yep.
Buffon is the only goalkeeper, another stat, who has kept
GG, love him.
two clean sheets at the Camp Nou since 2010. That would have obviously, I believe the other one was in what, 17, 18? Yeah, 17,
That,
18.
yep. 0-0, right?
Yeah, exactly. And Real Madrid tried to start talks with Mino Raiola about Matisse de Ligt, but he's happy at Juve. He'll have a 150 million release clause that can be activated in 2 years. Obviously
I hope
from
he
Fabrizio Romano. So I don't know. I don't believe this shit. It's too early.
I
But
think Elite is the kind of player who will stay, who can stay here for a
yeah.
long, long time.
Oh
You know,
yeah, definitely.
personality wise, you can tell, right? Like, I hope he does
Definitely.
not pull a Zizou on UA like what Zidane did. Like,
Me
you know,
too. I hope so too. I hope so too, bro. The draws of the UCL knockout stage, obviously for round of 16 draws, going to be taking place December 14th. Now, this is what I meant about live
tomorrow,
streams.
tomorrow, right?
So 12 p.m. CET. Who are our potential opponents? Well, we have Porto, Sevilla, RB Leipzig, Atletico Madrid, and Borussia Mönchengladbach. For me, I'm going to be doing a live stream at 3:30, so I would love to have all of you guys. It'll be on my YouTube channel. I will post a link. It's already ready to go. I just need to get the thumbnail ready, and once that's done, we move on from there. So we'll have a good time at. For me, it's going to be 3:30 in the morning. So we'll kind of have a little pre-show talk there. I think I'm going to be watching it on my laptop or on my big screen TV because now PlayStation has the UEFA TV app. So again, I'll be able to live stream it, talk to you guys. Obviously, not live stream the actual draw. That'd probably get me screwed for copyright. But we'll see what you guys have to say, and we'll react together and see what happens. See what happens in the draw. We'll be there right from the beginning till the end. So let's have some fun with that. And another thing, let's get your thoughts on who do you think we're gonna place? Who do you think we're gonna get in the next round?
I don't know, man. We could get Borussia,
Who do you
probably.
want though? Who would you like to play?
Who are the possible teams that we can get?
Porto, Sevilla, RB Leipzig, Red Bull Leipzig, Atletico Madrid, and Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Porto would be the best option if you look at the difficulty level
Okay,
wise, right? But
I would
we
say.
could, yeah, but we could take any of them, right? It's not a
Yeah,
big deal.
I think we have enough quality. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. And I think Borussia Mönchengladbach is our most probable opponent with 26%. Just obviously looking
Oh,
at probability, which teams can play. Because again, Spanish teams can't play Spanish teams. Italian teams can't play Italian teams. So depending on who gets picked,
you heard
um,
that comment. You heard that comment from RB Leipzig manager about him wanting to play
yeah,
Juve or Madrid. Very cheeky, no? Very cheeky, huh?
yeah. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear. I don't want to replay it. I'm kind of worried. They got a pretty decent team. They got Angelino in the on the
Yeah,
fullback.
that's what. No, I think he thinks he can take us on. That is why, like
Yeah, yeah. I got.
tactically, he's a very tactical manager, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I think he
exactly.
thinks he can take us on, and that's why he wants it. And Juve and Madrid are like big teams. Beating them would like give his team a certain boost or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's crazy. Oh, and then hearing again, it was a 38 unbeaten. Sorry, it was 38 unbeaten games at home in the Champions League is over. 7 years they hadn't lost at home, um, and 4 years in the group stage is over. That's crazy. Some comments from Del Piero. Juve started with a very proactive attitude. Barca perhaps a little asleep. Juve were very good at realizing this. Juve started strong and managed to score earlier on. They made up for the wasted chances in the first game. Juve were perfect today. And some other transfer talk as well. Juve offered Pjanic and Douglas Costa to Man U for Pogba to start talks. Man U turned it down. I'm guessing that would have been a while ago, though. A little bit long, a little ways away. Also, more news about Pogba. We're in the race, apparently, according to Fabrizio Romano, and we'll try again with a swap deal if that doesn't work. Juve will need to sell important players first to finance the deal. If Juve don't sell any players or swap deal doesn't work, simply they can't get Pogba. And it's difficult to sign Pogba in January. Juve will need to sell players, and Man U will want the full asking price. You only get a 4-week window, not a 3-month window like the summer. So it will be tough as well in terms of wages. He earns 18 million after tax, and Juve don't want this kind of salary on their books at the moment. So again, there's a lot of pieces that need to fall into place. It's not simple. So don't be
It is unlikely.
expecting don't expect too much, but be optimistic, but don't expect too much of this to occur. And again, if a Madrid steps up or someone else steps up, you could probably kiss the deal goodbye. So that's kind of it. There's obviously some talk with Raiola and Paratici having a great relationship. This relationship helped De Ligt come to Juve. Top agents have their favorite clubs. Juve are Mino Raiola's, and Real Madrid isn't in Raiola's list of favorites. So kind of saying that
Thanks
we
to
have the advantage
thanks
according
to
to
Nedved, right? Thanks to Pavel Nedved, right?
well
Mino
exactly
Raiola
that
and
as well. Yeah,
they go way back, right?
for sure, for sure. Pogba's dream to play is to play for Real Madrid, though. Real haven't made any contact as of yet, and as it stands, it's unlikely as they don't know if Zidane, who is a fan of Pogba, will still be on the bench next summer. At the moment, yes, Juventus are in the race for Pogba. So again, more stuff from I believe Fabrizio Romano on his podcast there. Here we go. So yeah, let's get into this game though. Obviously, the lineup. Were you surprised? We had a 3-4-1-2 with Tech in goal, De Ligt, Bonucci, Danilo as your three center backs, Alexandro, Artur, McKennie, Cuadrado as your four, Ramsey in the middle, or as your 10, and Ronaldo and Morata up top. For Barcelona, it was 4-2-3-1 with Ter Stegen in goal. You had Jordi Alba, Lenglet, Araujo, and Dest as your four defenders. De Jong, Pjanic as your two holding mids. Pedri, Messi, and Trincao as your attacking mids. And you have Griezmann up top as your 9. So what were your thoughts, obviously, for Juve, first of all, and then maybe even give a couple comments about the Barcelona lineup?
About Juve, I actually expected Chiesa to start maybe, but he did not, and it's okay because we won, right?
Right. It's always nice after the
Uh,
fact to say that. But again, no surprises for that lineup.
yeah,
Not
and it
really.
was kind of expected, right?
Right.
Uh, Juve started really well. The first 30 minutes, no, we completely dominated Barca.
Right.
Like 2 goals in 20 minutes, I think it was, or something like that. I know.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And then Kenny goal, it was
Sorry, not
not.
Tech in goal, Buffon in goal. I completely butchered that
Oh,
one.
yeah. It's okay.
I guess I didn't change my lineups for some
People
reason.
were talking crap about, Buffon starting a game
Yeah,
in Champions League before.
don't start me.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
start me on that. I mean, the guy had 7 saves in this game, man. Like it's unreal.
Exactly.
Like,
Like his positioning and reading of the game is superb. Like
exactly,
his
exactly.
reflexes might have dulled a little bit, but his positioning and all that is like superb.
Yeah, but we know that since he got older, he was always, he was always in that, that great position to make the save, and that's why he would make the saves. Not necessarily because he was athletic, but because he always knew where he needed to be and could always anticipate.
And
Uh,
I know a little bit about goalkeeping, so yeah, that part is very important to
yeah,
anticipate and
yeah,
position
exactly.
yourself and read exactly. Yeah, it's very important.
Look, sometimes when a player hits a ball, it's perfect, right? Like, doesn't matter if you're the most athletic goalkeeper or not. It was struck so well that you're not going to reach it. So if you position yourself, you make that anticipation. Now you've gained that extra distance that you need, and you can make those kinds of saves, right? So again, that just comes with experience, and he really has it all, right? Let's look at some of the stats. Obviously, Juve in the possession game was I would say less than Barca because of what happened in the second half. That's why we
But
came
Barca
up.
has that's their style, right?
Right,
Barca, they always
exactly.
play possession style of game, right?
Exactly. But it wasn't too big of a difference. 41% for Juve, 59 for Barcelona, and shots
Still,
on
I
goal.
think like that's how Pirlo and the management plan to go about it. Like play to your own strength, not to
Right.
Barca's. Like let them do their thing. We focus on how to counter their movements. And like
Right.
first 30 minutes, we really pressed them hard and got the result that we wanted in like first 30 minutes only, right?
Right.
That's
Right.
when your stamina is high and you can run a lot. And we did well, yeah. We did
Yeah,
pretty
for
happy.
sure, for sure. So 41 and 59, 8 shots for us total, and 20 for Barca. They were really trying. I mean, look, they were trying to throw everything in the bank at the goal, and they still couldn't score. 4 shots on goal for us, 7 for Barcelona, 11 crosses for us, 8 for them. Passes were down, but again, like I said, once you have that possession drop, you're not going to get that volume. 483 for us, 708 for them, and that's kind of a telltale sign of Barcelona's, tactics. Success rate only 83.9 for us and 91.2 for them, which is not horrible, but again, because we won anyway, so it doesn't matter. But sometimes stats are nice to look at, but that's it. So let's get kind of minute by minute. So like you said, pressing early, winning the ball back, really good. Artur weaving through Barca players, which was really nice, and
Arthur,
getting us
he
out of
must have
trouble.
been hungry.
But
Arthur, he must have been very, wanting to get
yeah,
this game
revenge.
specifically. He must not not revenge, I would say, but yeah, to prove himself, right, in a
For sure,
certain
for
way.
sure. And then I believe there was a handball, possible handball, though they didn't really check.
Which one? Which one?
I believe it was Barca. Barca claimed one as well. It was kind of in between there. I can't remember what exact minute, but I know they didn't look at really. Nothing was looking. Seventh pressing, holding Barca in their half, which was really good to see. I was shocked. Cuadrado run. Ronaldo takes a shot to kind of start things up. Alexandro, great cross in. Misses Morata, drops to Ronaldo. He lays it off for Danilo, shot wide. So again, we were getting some really good chances in there. In the 11th minute, we get the first goal with Araujo throwing his arms across CR7. And I know there was kind of some debate on whether that was a penalty or not. I think he kind of throws his hands all the way across and impedes him. So I think you got to kind of give that one easy call. First goal, like I said, against Barcelona in Champions League, which is kind of a surprise. PK, Ronaldo slots it in 1-0 Juve within 10 minutes. And then we continue on with a great run by Ramsey. Beautiful ball over the top. I don't think anything happened with that one, but again, Ramsey blocked out by 2 defenders. Chip over the top to him. And 18th minute after Barca's first real possession, CR7 back picking up the ball. And that's what I really like. Like everybody really came together as a team.
Yep,
I wouldn't say Ronaldo had like an amazing game, but
he had a good game. He had a good
he
game.
had a
Like
good
effective,
game, but it
effective,
wasn't
effective.
like
Ah,
it wasn't like a standout offensive game, but again, it
yeah,
was a very good team effort, and that's what Juve. I said this again with a fan of Ronaldo on the podcast that I did yesterday. I said, look, there's the reason why there's a disconnect between Juve fans and Ronaldo fans is because Juve is so used to having to win as a team. You know, we're used to everybody having to pick up their piece and going to work and working hard. So sometimes when you don't see a guy, he's not really, engaged, or he's not clinical, and we know he's such a big part of the team. That's kind of where we get frustrated. Now in this game, like I said, I wasn't frustrated really with anyone. He was doing his part. He was coming back. He was playing, in our own
defended against
half.
Messi, right? He defended that
Yeah,
away from Messi, right?
exactly. So it was really nice to see, and I applaud him for that. He played really well. And look, I can be honest about that. I have no problem saying that. 20th minute, um, out for a throw in, ball pass quickly. Morata Ramsey drives towards the goal, into the box, plays it over to McKennie, moves wide to Cuadrado, and then CR7 draws 2 defenders. Pjanic doesn't pick up McKennie. He slides into the box, and you see
Oh,
Cuadrado.
good.
Yeah, Cuadrado crossing it into McKennie with a banger, 2-0 Juve.
Yeah.
So what did you think about that? Like, that was such an unbelievable, showcase, an unbelievable
Yep.
play within
After that,
20
you knew
minutes.
that Barca was done, right? After that goal, you knew they were done. No, more or less. You could
Exactly.
just tell
Yeah,
the
exactly.
morale and all kind of went down.
Yep, exactly. And finally you see a pushback from Barca though. Messi with a great shot, great save by Buffon. And
Messi had a good game actually. Huh? Messi.
oh yeah, for sure. I mean, he had quite a few shots. I find that he just didn't have it. Like they were too boxed out. They couldn't find their way. The bounces weren't going their way, and it
Also,
just
like we were very rigid
yeah, exactly.
in defense, right? We didn't let them come in much.
We would bend, but we wouldn't break, right? So yeah, it was really nice. I would say towards the end of the game, that kind of started dropping a little bit. But it's funny in the 22nd though, Buffon yells at McKennie to because he should have blocked it. It went right by him.
Yeah, I remember that.
And just yeah, that just shows the presence of Buffon right in goal. 24th withstood the pushback, and this is another nice thing that we saw. So we see kind of Barca do this little pushback after they go down 2 goals, but now we're pressing again, holding the ball. Alexander with a great cross. Morata just heads it over the bar, and then we start getting a little bit chippy. Some fouls in the 27th, in and around the 27th. 34th, Barca starting to wake up and push and hold possession. 35th minute, big chance for Barca, straight up Buffon, though, big save. 37th, Morata wins the ball back again, and some great hold-up play from him. 42nd, Juve very sharp defensively with pressure. And 43rd, nice run by Ramsey to counter, shot just wide. 44th, though, Messi swarmed on the ball. Two tight lines I found. We had really we gave him like no space in between the two lines of defense. So it was very difficult for them to when they tried to cut into the middle, it was very difficult for them to do anything because we had two lines of four that were really tight together just on the top of the box, and it just seemed like they had no answer for it. 46th minute, Barca pen shout. Weston trips himself, and I don't know, after the shot, takes Messi out. Again, I thought that was a little too soft, which kind of reminds me of the penalty today with Cuadrado. And it almost looked like Cuadrado was falling, and it seemed like the same thing. Like Messi takes the shot and looks like he's falling, and then Weston kind of trips himself. And that was, a scary moment. They could have given them a penalty for that if we had the referee today, I guess. But we get to halftime, 2-0 Juve. What were your thoughts so far, like live
So far,
in
I
the
loved
moment?
it, man. I loved it. I was happy because after that first half, you knew
Did you
that
believe
the
it?
leadership. Yes, I did actually. Actually, I did because right now at this moment, Barca are not at their best, right?
Right,
So we should be able to take them on at their home. Doesn't matter with
right,
the full squad. We should be able to take this Barca on easily. Like not easily, but we should be able to take them on,
right.
and we did.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So let's get into the second half now. Barca on the attack, and they really picked it up in the second half for their attack, and they had quite a few chances. Barca on the attack for taken shot at Buffon. Buffon just has a magnet on him because he's getting all these. He's getting to all these balls. 49th potential handball again. Ramsey bends one in but saved. VAR review. Obviously, that's when the PK was given. Ronaldo steps up and buries it 3-0 Juve. 57-minute
Yeah.
Cuadrado was just walked around. Uh, Big mistakes. Barcelona still coming forward in the 58th. 459th, we had a really good counter that splits, or there was a really good counter that split us. But good back pressure, which is what I want to see. If we're gonna get countered, our midfielders really need to take that initiative and put the pressure that if any attacker makes a mistake, puts an errant ball, whatever, they don't have the time to go retrieve it, and it gives us a lot of time to recoup and defensively form again, and
No,
potentially win the ball
this is
back.
the good thing about having a young squad, right? Like
Yeah,
young midfielders and all that. Because Pjanic, as good as he was creativity wise, he was lacking the miles on
yeah,
his legs lately,
exactly.
right? As we saw on like that McKennie goal where he failed to
Yeah,
try
I know. He
to
just
like
let him go. Exactly.
uh,
exactly.
It wasn't that like it was a fair deal for us getting Artur for Pjanic, I would say.
Oh
Although
yeah,
I would still have liked having Pjanic in the team because he does provide some things that none of our midfielders provide at the moment, I guess, technically
yeah,
speaking.
like free kicks. Oh, but anyways, joking aside, 65th minute big save on Messi from Buffon. 67th, I noted getting a little complacent now. 71st, a little late for the subs. Again, I thought that's one thing I noticed. What I would have
Pirlo,
liked, yeah, I would have liked that
sometimes
he brought fresh legs in a little quicker.
sometimes
Almost,
Pirlo is still learning on the job, right?
yeah,
Sometimes he gets his subs wrong here and there. You could like tell. Like that game I remember early in the season where Rabiot had already had a yellow card against Roma, I think, or something like that.
yeah, exactly,
He didn't sub him off, right? And
yeah,
then he got the red card. And
yep,
the way Rabiot plays, it's very physical. He's very physical and very prone to cards, right?
yeah,
Like after a yellow, we probably should have subbed him off, but we lost 2 points that day. Oh
yeah,
no, we won
exactly.
against. We won or what? What was it against Roma? I don't remember.
No, no, we drew.
We drew, right?
Yeah,
We dropped
drew
one.
1-1. Yeah, yeah. So again, it's nice to see. It would have been nice to see a little bit of a wholesale change right after that 3-0. Get fresh legs. If we're because again, we really just sat back the rest of the game. So Artur then comes off in the 71st for Bentancur. Ramsey comes off for Rabiot, and yeah, I was I go shit. Even Ronaldo's back defending, and again, it shocked me. I really was shocked. So I got to give him credit where it's due, right?
See,
Um,
the thing is about Ronaldo in his later years, he does not defend much, right? Like,
yeah. Oh
but
yeah.
in big games when the stakes are high and all that, like he does more than his normal games. He will
Right.
press, he will run back, but only in the bigger games. You
Right.
could you could see like against Roma also when we were starting to you know
Yeah.
buckle and like he kind of stepped up in that game as well. Like
Look,
he
I
was
mean,
running and all that.
I agree with you on that point. I think there's some other games where it was big, and I mean it is what it is, right? Like he hasn't. So
He conserves his
I'm not
energy
I'm not gonna
for the
fault him
right
for that.
reason.
Like I said, I'm not gonna get into like hating on a guy now. And this it's not worth it to me. There was no one really to hate on in this game. 73rd offside on Griezmann eliminates a penalty for Barca. Clumsy challenge by Delicto to take Griezmann down there, and we were bailed out that he was offside. Um, 74th minute, Cuadrado picks up mistake by Barca defender, but the cross in was just garbage. He's got to do a better job with that. Anyways, in the 76th, Cuadrado corner, Alexandro flick on header, bounces off Ronaldo, but Bonucci is a fraction offside ahead, but scores. Obviously, they went to VAR for that and determines he was offside. So unfortunately, it wasn't 4-0. 7 yellow cards in this game, so it was definitely chippy. There was definitely some rash tackles. 83rd minute, losing the ball too easily on counters. And 85th, a lot of Barca pressure. Again, they really had no choice. They had to go for the goals, and I believe they needed a couple of goals to even get into first place at that point, because we still could have went through on a 3-1. So, um, but a lot of possession, but no killer chances. Dybala comes on for Morata, and Bernardeschi comes on for Cuadrado for the last 5 minutes. Again, I would have seen that a little bit earlier, in my personal opinion. I don't like seeing guys come on for 5 minutes unless you're like in a situation where you're down a goal and you need to score to advance or something like that. Um, I don't like seeing a sub for 5 minutes. It makes no sense.
We
Um,
could have used fresh legs. We could have used fresh
yeah,
legs earlier.
exactly. So again, Pirlo will learn, and he'll get better at it, and hopefully we'll see changes in the future. Buffon 89th minute, another great save on Messi, and basically 90 plus 2. Again, I don't even know why this happened, but Ronaldo goes off for Chiesa for what, like a couple minutes, and that's the end of the game for that one, boss. So yeah, guys, that's minute by minute. That's kind of how I broke the game down personally. And it was great to have your feedback, Abby. In between certain moments, I appreciate it. And sorry for making you wait for a little bit, but that's how she goes. But next, we'll get you're going to be the first one to answer this question. We have 3 up, 3 down. I like to call it my segment. It's obviously your 3 worst or worst performing players, and 3 up, your 3 best performing players. I'm just going to do a little caveat. I did not pick anyone as 3 down. So, I mean, if you want to, you can, but
It's hard to in that game, in this
it's really
particular
tough.
game.
Yeah.
You
Really
can't
tough.
you can't say that 3 players were downright bad because everybody was like all up
Yeah,
for it. Everybody gave their
exactly.
best.
So
But we could, yeah,
who are your 3 best? Who are your 3 best players, do you think, in that game?
I would say McKennie,
Okay, I agree with that. I got that guy as number 1. Okay.
then Ronaldo,
Okay.
and third one is tough. Guardado or Arthur, I would say.
Okay, that's good picks too. For me, actually, I picked McKennie. I picked Ramsey. I thought Ramsey had a really good game as well. He was actually playing within like he was just perfect, making runs, chipping the ball over.
He was
Um,
good. He was good.
he was really good, I thought. And then I put Buffon in there, just unbelievable, 7 saves. Uh, to shit on all the haters. I could have put Ronaldo in, but again, like I said, I don't think it was not his he had a really good game. I would say he was probably the top 5, maybe
We
top
expect
5
more.
players.
We expect more from
Yeah,
players like him. We
exactly,
expect more,
exactly.
right?
So again, it's not a slight on Ronaldo. I just think there's guys
Yeah.
that I'd rather highlight now, personally. So again, don't take any offense to that, guys. But yeah, that wraps up 3 up, 3 down. Guys, let us know if you're still at this point. Drop a comment, drop a like, drop a subscribe if you still haven't. And let us know what you think. What do you agree with? What do you don't agree with? What changes you had made? What did you like about the game? Any kind of things like that. It's always nice to interact with you. And now we're going to get into the post-match comments with Pirlo. It was important for our journey, he says, that we pick up where we left off in the derby. When you start to focus when you start with that focus, concentration, determination, then the quality emerges. We had prepared the match to create superiority in midfield with 3 against their 2. The midfielders like McKennie able to push up, as we knew they had difficulty stopping them pushing up through the middle. And the tactical plan worked, and then the players did really well to make the most of the scoring opportunities. Ronaldo tackling Messi was very motivated to put in a good performance here against his eternal rival. So when you're that motivated, it becomes simple. There are many games in a season, and it's easier to get fired up for fixtures like this, but we mustn't lose sight of the real target, which is Serie A. So we have to be this concentrated and committed there too. I would agree. A journalist asked, when it became clear that Buffon was starting, part of the fans on social media did not agree with this choice. Pirlo, he says this quite clearly. If there's still people who criticize Buffon, I think they haven't seen all these years of football and saved. He is a monument. I don't
Amen.
know. I don't know who was saying anything negative. It's unreal. But like I said, I think he just offers. Even if we just played him in Champions League, he offers that quality, that leadership, that guidance for the back 4, back 3.
He does.
It's just it's a different animal, I find, when we have Buffon in goal. And again, that's
Yep.
not a slight to Chesney at all, to be honest, because I think Chesney's been have played
Chesney is so
very well.
underrated.
Yeah,
Chesney is very underrated. Very underrated. Like they had that list of best 10 goalkeepers, and Chesney wasn't in that. I
yeah,
think
I
I
know, that's
saw.
ridiculous.
Yep.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that. Yeah, I don't know what FIFA's doing. Like I said, it's unbelievable that you have a bunch of keepers that are, you have De Gea, and you have like some, Ter Stegen, who was just crap last year. Um, so many players in that list that were just so mediocre, that
And
so
got
many
his input
goalkeepers
into
compared
that.
to him. It's like no way he's not on that list. So, but
I
that's
think
Juve
Fang
though,
also
right?
did not put. Yep.
Juve's always is used to getting gypped and getting not getting enough credit ever in terms of major
Italian teams,
trophies.
Italian league went down, right? Like
Yeah,
past decade or so, decade and a half, and the influence generally waned.
Yeah. Compared to
Before
the
that, I
80s, that's
think
for sure.
80s, 90s, and even early 2000s were pretty good, right, for Italian football.
But
Think
even
about it.
still, I still think, we still didn't get the rub of the green when it came to these other teams and these other players to get trophies, and I think it's unfortunate. I think it does a disservice to the game. But let's talk about Bonucci now. Coming to Barcelona, keeping a clean sheet and scoring 3 goals, that's definitely an achievement. The group is growing. As I said before, we needed to show heart, what we had in the second half against Torino. We wanted to do this for the UCL, but also for us to create the self-belief within us that we can achieve great things. We wanted this so much. We'd already come here and got a good result in the past, but this one was even more beautiful. When you play with this determination and desire to sacrifice yourself and can count on infallible hitman like Cristiano, you can do anything. I got to agree with what he said there. Buffon, it is a confidence booster for us, one not to be underestimated, as we came here as underdogs and overturned the 2-0 first leg result to win 3-0. That's extraordinary. Ronald Koeman, the coach of Barcelona, said Juventus played well. They were particularly strong in the first half hour and deserved to win. And Cristiano had a couple comments as well. I never saw Messi as a rival. He tries to do the best for his team. Like me, we have always had a very good relationship. Football sought a rivalry between us. GOAT, I'm not going into that. We won, and I'm very happy. So, again, those are kind of the comments of the day, comments of the post match for Juve. And what are your thoughts on everything being said and said and done, Abhi?
What can I say? I kind of agree with them all in a way.
Yeah. Pretty nice comments. I mean, I can't, it's a win, so you can't really.
After a win, yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
there's not much to discuss.
Yeah.
But let's get on with that. Obviously, look, I have a section usually looking forward to the next game. Obviously, this is after the Genoa game. So, what are your thoughts on today's match? I thought Pirlo's tactics were wrong again.
So
Um,
frustrating.
it
This
was
game was so frustrating.
very frustrating as well. And it just seems like we're not getting the connection between the attack and the mid. And
Midfield is kind of like there's no proper like system for the mids, right? Like we are
look,
mostly relying on.
McKennie, I said, was the best in this game, and I actually thought he had a pretty poor game in this one, to be honest. I thought, his touch to Dybala before that goal was nice, but before that, I did not see a lot out of him. He was making some mistakes, not being very well thought out with where his movements were. Personally, I didn't think it was a good game for him, to be honest. So,
Pirlo is changing their positions a lot, right? These
yeah,
players.
exactly. He's got to
So I
stop with
don't
that.
know. Yeah, I don't know if it is exactly a good thing or not. It's probably not a good thing because we haven't even developed our system properly, and we're changing their positions after every couple of games. Like McKennie, where did he start today? Like
Yeah. He was he was the guy that was supposed to move between the forward and the defensive line, right? He was kind of that the right mid, as they called it in the 4-4-2.
mhm.
Let me
I
get
just don't
it.
like it.
Let me get it exactly for you. Let's see what Juve put. Yeah, no, he was the right mid in the 4-4-2. So you had obviously Rabiot, and then you also had Chiesa as well uh, as your as your left mid. So with Rabiot and Bentancur as your center mids there. I don't know. Look, when you have Quadrado there as a liability as it is, um, I just think that needs to be rectified and move Quadrado up to that right mid position.
Yeah,
That's what I
he
would
could
like to see.
he could do that.
Um,
Yeah,
and that would just be so much better for us, in my opinion.
he's
But
got
yeah,
speed and all. No? He can like he's pretty quick on the ball, right? Like
right, right,
he's
right.
got a bit of speed. He used to play as a white player as well, so he could be good.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
What do you think
So
about Bentancur? Bentancur, like his performance today.
I thought he was okay. I mean, still a lot to be wanted. Um, I just think we again, like you said, I think you put it perfectly. We need to find out what the hell we want to do. Like it just
Yeah,
seems like we're trying to mix too many things up. Like who goes up, who doesn't go up. who wants to attack, who doesn't want to attack, and that's why we're always caught on the break, because like no one's like, oh, you're like, I'm up, you're down. Do I have to go back? Does he have to go back? It shouldn't be that difficult. It should be pretty simple. On who like whose roles are who. So I mean, I don't know. Is it maybe not going on in practice? I don't know. But let's see what happens. Let's
Yeah,
see what
about
happens in the
mental
future,
fitness.
right? That's all we can ask for, right? Is some improvement. Again, it's going to be a few days till Atalanta now. That's going to happen midweek, and then we're going to have another
Atlanta
game
is
on the
next.
weekend, right?
Atlanta is next, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly. My boy Nilesh is going to come on from India as well. So you're going
Oh,
to have a fellow,
Indian
if you
guy.
want to call a fellow brother in arms there,
Oh,
coming on. My boy, he's going to be making his debut in front of all you beautiful fans. So yeah, let's have a good time. But yeah, I think. Well, there's still lots to work on with this team. We're not on that level. Barcelona was a very, I would say defensively they were very open and for the taking. And I don't think we should use it obviously as a measuring stick, but we should also not, you know, forget about what mistakes we have, and that was
we are
confirmed
no
today.
Bayern Munich. We are no Bayern Munich at this point of
Exactly.
time. We are very, very far from that spot.
But look, there's still some time. There's still lots of time. We
One,
can
one thing
still.
Pirlo has done well. No, one thing Pirlo has done well, in my opinion, is help with the mentality of some players. You
Right.
could say, like Bernardeschi has started to improve a bit in a couple
Yeah.
of games. You could see, and like even Dybala, like he was having certain issues, right? Like after scoring the goal today, you could see how happy he was when he went to Pirlo after that goal. So the
Shit, good thing
manager
I
said,
was good. It was good. It was good thing I wasn't on any of the lives, because shit, I would have broken the speakers after scoring that goal. Shit. I think I might have pissed off a couple neighbors too in my apartment building. But yeah, no, that was good, man. Let's get into some
"Was
questions though. Obviously some of these were for Drew. So Drew, come on. If you bought it, you got to watch this now. Now you got to answer them in the comments because they're for you. So um, we got Anto being a fucking little asshole here. Um, I don't acknowledge your other guest. You regret saying Buffon is finished. Like, come on, bro.
he
Relax.
just unblocked me today, you know.
Oh, did
Very
he?
fast.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah,
That's nice.
that's an
That's nice.
improvement, right?
Improvement. There we go. So be nice, Anto, or else I'm gonna kick you off the fucking Saturday night show. But anyways, regret. Did he regret saying Buffon is finished? We'll have to next time I have Drew on. I'll have to ask him. For Andrew, can't remember who said this one. It said, "Why are you gay?" Again, you guys. I don't know where you coming up with these questions. Um,
How does he even know he's gay?
yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good question. At Nilesh, obviously with a good question, Papa Pirlo. My boy, on the next one, what is our best midfield partnership? So I'll leave that off for you. Who do you think is our best midfield? Either that be a 3 or 2 or 4, whatever you think.
We haven't played much of 4-3-3, right? Like as of yet.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mostly it's been like two midfielders. And like I think if we have to go with two midfielders, Arthur and McKennie would be best currently, I would say.
Okay.
Or
I
Arthur
I would
and
agree.
or Rabiot and Arthur, you could say,
Yeah, I would agree.
because one is more physical and the other one is more technical, so balances itself out.
I perfectly agree. So thanks, Papa Pirlo. Who do you think? Who do you guys think would be Juve's ideal opponent in the next round of UCL? Thanks, Daniel Uch. We'll definitely get you on, buddy. I've been fucking around with these schedules, and I was supposed to have him on earlier, so I apologize for that, boss. And thanks for the question. I think for me, my ideal opponent would be Mönchengladbach, just because they have the least experience. How about yourself? You said Porto, I think earlier, right?
Porto, yeah, Porto.
So
And
we got one for
Gladbach is
Porto,
also
one for Gladbach. Okay,
Gladbach is also like pretty
awesome,
happy with
awesome.
that.
So next question from at Elite Dybala. Thank you. Biggest surprise this season?
This season.
Yes.
You go first.
For me, I think the low-hanging fruit is Morata. But I think also I got to say McKennie as well.
Same. Both of them.
I think Morata, I don't think anybody really expected to do that well. I mean, obviously I know he's a talented player, but I honestly didn't expect it to be that, 6 goals, highest in the group stage, or tied for top in the group stage.
I think
Unbelievable run
Murata
he's on.
is the kind of player who needs a good environment to perform his best,
True.
right? Like
Yeah, and I
needs
think
to be
it's worked
happy.
with Ronaldo, right? It's worked really, really well.
He also needs to be happy and feel appreciated, you could say, and like feel at home basically. And he
Yeah.
does feel at home at UA. So
For sure, for sure. Frankie the worst, my guy. Thanks for the question. Why can't we do this against lower table teams? We need to stop the draws. Well, at least we got to win today. So, what are your thoughts on playing down to our competition, boss?
I think it's about mentality, you could say, because uh, you take certain things for granted, right? Like it happens because you're technically superior to your opponent.
Right,
You think that subconsciously, if you start thinking that you would not have such a hard time against them, you start taking things for granted. And if the opponent is more determined than you, then you're in for trouble
right,
because they will come at you with everything they have. And if you
right.
don't have the exact same determination, then your quality won't be as effective as it is supposed to be, I would say.
Yeah. Exactly. I agree 100%. And it's typical Juve. That's just
Typical. Like
that's how it
we
is.
raise
That's
the
how we
game
play.
against we raise the game against better, like stronger teams, and like
Yep.
sometimes against weaker teams we don't go all out, you could say.
Yeah. For sure, for sure. Next question from Joe Cappuccino. Shout out.
So
Think we can come up with shit like this against our other big opponents like Merda and Milan?
sure, man, sure, of course.
I honestly think it's written in the history that we are destined to beat those teams this year. Like I
Great
think
question.
I think we're gonna like play crap like
Did
continuously
Milan lose their
still.
game to Parma? Milan's
Did
game to
they?
Parma. What happened? They were
Let me have a look see at that. I actually was I
they
was
were trailing.
laughing.
They were
Um
trailing at half time.
Well, yeah, because Napoleonismo, my boy Ruben there,
Ruben, yeah.
he dropped the 1-0 and everyone was like, shit, they jinxed it. So let's see, we're going to the final verdict 2-2. So they still drop points. They still drop points 2-2. Roma 1-5-1, Merda 1-3-1, Atalanta 3-0, Napoli 2-1. So everybody gains 2 on Milan. So they're only up 3 on Merda. They're up 4 on us and Napoli. Look, it's getting interesting. It's not. It ain't. We ain't like Antonio on IFT says. We ain't dead yet. So until we're dead, that trophy ain't coming out of our hands. So for me, I think we're gonna show up like we always do against these big teams, or the big names at least. I don't know if you want to call Milan a big team yet, or even Merda a big team because they haven't won a trophy in like 10 years. So let's see what happens. But I think we have their number.
Okay, what do you think about like Inter dropping out of Europe completely and them having a better chance at like performing well on uh,
Look, I just think
in
they don't
Serie A?
play.
Because
I don't think they buy in like they buy into like the Italian national team bought into Conte's system, and I don't think they. And that's what happens when you bring a coach that isn't your breed or your brand, right? So you bring in a coach that has the Juve DNA. Obviously, you have players that don't want to buy in, and to be honest, I mean that was shocking from Lukaku. I mean, how do you get in front of that ball? I mean, that's embarrassing.
he was looking at it the entire time. You saw the slow mo of that video. Like he was looking at the ball the entire
Oh,
time. Like
exactly. It's like, what are you
it's
doing?
coming,
Like
it's
you're a
coming.
striker. Like get out of the fucking
And
way. Like
he froze. He basically froze, right? He froze.
so I mean, and people wanted to swap this guy for Dybala. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
No way, man, no way.
No way in hell. So yeah, that's just I think, Merda, now that it's gonna be a little bit,
They will be focused on Serie A now.
they're only
So
yeah,
that could
exactly.
mean more trouble for us. Like
It could, but I think we've always dealt with this, and
yeah,
again,
true.
until teams can prove that they don't drop points,
Mhm.
it doesn't mean anything. So
I think
until Milan, look, they just dropped again. They dropped points today. So
Milan's
again,
purple patch is probably over now. Milan's purple patch that they were having, no,
yeah,
it's probably over.
exactly. I mean, look, it's easy to say, yeah, we're the best, we're number one. You gotta, hold. This is a marathon. This isn't
Yep,
a sprint. You don't get the
consistency,
trophy.
consistency. Yep.
You don't get the trophy handed in December. So look, they can if they win the next, or they keep pace the next 3 weeks, they'll probably be winter champions. I think that's when it goes down to. What do we got? We got one.
They can take that trophy all day, like
Oh,
winter
all day,
champion.
exactly. Two. Yeah, there'll be three. So there'll be three games left before. So I mean, if they win the next 3 games, they'll be winter champions. And I mean, sure, you can take whatever the fuck you want. I mean, that doesn't mean anything. So look, you guys do what you want. You keep going, but we got to keep getting wins. We got to look at ourselves and nobody else and just keep our heads down and keep winning, right? And that's it. We can't afford drops. We can't afford losses because there's too much at stake. There's too many teams that are in the hunt right now. And until we can get to a distance where maybe there's only 2 teams, then you can start looking, okay, maybe if we drop, you kind of make it close, then there's opportunity. But, there's 4 teams, right? That are, so once some of those teams start dropping out, then we'll see who our real competition is. But, there's big games. We got Atalanta next. We got Parma. We have Fiorentina, Udinese. And then we go up in a big kind of the 3. It's kind of going to be a gauntlet because we have at Milan, home to Sassuolo, and at Merda within 3 weeks of each other. And I know there's some Champions League games in between those for sure. So that's going to be huge. And then once we get through that, we'll get it. We'll go back to the beginning of the season. You'll hit Samp, Roma, and Napoli again, and we go. And then we're in the second half of the season. So, Abhi, thanks for coming. Oh, sorry. Before I forget, let's hear.
Yep.
Obviously, you told me you haven't been to the stadium and you'd love to go, and I really hope you do get to go one day. It would be
Uh,
awesome, even possibly to see you there.
yep.
But what is your most memorable Juve moment? Do you have any stories, notable stories that you have? Even though you might say that you've only been a fan for so long, but again, what comes to mind when you think of a Juve moment in the history that you've been a fan?
For the time period that I've been a fan, I think the best moment was that comeback against Atletico Madrid.
Yeah,
No doubt.
for
Like
sure, for
I
sure.
think, yeah, yeah. Like nobody expected us to beat Madrid Atletico that day, right? Like
Yeah, for
one
sure.
goal
Oh,
and
yeah.
one goal and we were like doomed basically.
Yeah,
So
exactly,
that was,
exactly.
yep.
3 goals, I think it's difficult. 3 goals is
And
definitely difficult. I mean, it was fortunate too. I think we got a little bit of help because Atletico really didn't come to play that game at all. They did not play their game at all. And look, we'll take advantage of that, right?
of course.
All day long, twice on Sunday. Um, and look, we go through. Unfortunately, it was unfortunate that we then play Ajax and lose. Um, but yeah, no, that was fun while it lasted. That's for sure. But
That year
anyways,
we could have done better. That year, no,
oh,
against
for sure,
Ajax.
for sure, for sure. There's so many games we could have done better in that I think of.
But after Ajax, there was only Spurs, right? Like Spurs are also an inconsistent team.
Oh
So
yeah, it could have been a nice win that year. That would have been beautiful. Beautiful, man. Spurs and then Liverpool, that would have been sweet.
yep,
That would have been sweet. Especially to beat them again
Liverpool,
after
right?
Heisel and all the history. I think that would have been awesome. That would have been awesome. But again, we don't get to live that story, unfortunately. But
It is
Abby,
what it is.
yeah, it is what it is. And hopefully this year, right? Hopefully this
Yep.
year. That's all we
Hopefully,
can
man.
do.
Hopefully. I think we can take all teams on apart from like even only Bayern are a super team right now in this world.
Yeah,
No
I
other team
agree.
like seems too difficult to beat at
Look,
the moment.
I think any team, even when you look at Bayern, I think any team is beatable on the day, and it's
Yep.
whoever
They
comes
are
out.
beatable. They are beatable, but like you understand, right? Like
Oh no, I get what you're, but I'm saying like it's whoever comes out, right? It's whoever's best on the day. It has not,
yep, yep,
the paperwork goes out the window once the whistle's
exactly.
blown. So look, if Juve comes out and actually wants to perform, that would be love. That would be awesome, and it would make us very happy. But we got to wait and see what happens. And again, first with this draw, and guys,
Mhm.
please join me on what will be Monday morning for me. If you guys can, that would be awesome. Just to come and interact. I'm going to be answering all your questions. We're going to be living it live, reacting. We'll see if we're going to be cursing, who we're going to be playing, if it's good or not, and we'll be starting half an hour before the actual draw starts. So at 3:30. Again, tonight I'm also going to be doing a live stream. I think you'll have this out before, so you'll hear that. But it'll be 9 p.m. Mountain Time. And again, if there's only a few people showing up, it's not a huge deal. I just want to kind of deal with the functionality and see how it all works, and maybe interact with some fans, talk about today's game against which I will have. I will be shooting the post Genoa game with Max as well. And I hope you guys enjoy all this content. So, guys, as always, thank you, Abhi. I appreciate you coming on. Thank you for coming on for the first time. We'll definitely have you back when we can get a perfect timing going again, and hopefully maybe we can get Drew and some other guys. Fuck it, it would have been nice. It would have been nice to
Bring
have them.
that and guy, Antonio guy, right? Bring him
For
next
sure,
time.
we'll bring them all. We'll bring them all for you guys. We'll bring them all. We'll have a good time. We'll break bread. We'll make sure everybody's happy again, talking to each other again, because that's what I like to see. Especially between Juve fans. If it's Ronaldo fans, I could give a shit. But with Juve fans, I definitely like to enjoy talking with everybody. So, guys, Abhi, thank you for coming on. It's been a lot of fun. Guys, you know where to find me. Obviously, at Juventinità DAL. Links are in the description. Obviously, iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, Google Podcast, and YouTube. Those links all in the description. If you haven't subscribed, it would be a hell of a lot of I would adore you if you could smash that like. If you could also smash that subscribe, would really help. Getting us more numbers, bigger crowds, and from what I've been talking, there's been a lot of interest of doing different kinds of shows and stuff like that. So the more viewership we get, the more we do for you guys, and I really appreciate all the support. But again, I am taking this very seriously. I am putting in the work as much as I can, and look, this has been a hell of a lot of fun, and now I want to make this into something serious. Some real content, animations, all that kind of stuff. I really want to get there. So again, it really starts with you guys liking. It really starts with you guys subscribing and sharing it to as many people as you can, so that we can pick up those numbers to be able to create some of these things. And merch is around the corner, live streams are around the corner, and we continue on as always. So again, Abhi, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Pleasure, man. Pleasure.
And always, guys, thank you for listening. Fino alla fine. Forza Juventus. Ciao, guys.
Forza Juve.